concept, and we'll discuss it. Can you really travel to Florida round trip for $40? Mike Polk put that promotion to the test. He's going to join us live, and he'll tell us all about it. Plus, what's the big deal about these T-shirts? It all surrounds a high school football playoff game. We'll tell you that story. Plus, what's going on at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It's all ahead on Lunch Break, which starts now.
It's your lunch break with Jay Crawford.
Happy Thursday, and thanks for joining us on Lunch Break. I'm Jay Crawford. Joining us at the lunch table today, Danielle Serino. Always good to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. I
1
love
week
being
from
here.
Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
I do too. It's
Favorite
my favorite
holiday. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, I'm working, so yeah, I'm ready.
Bring it. Okay, first on the menu today, Walmart is now offering instant, easy to apply for loans at the point of sale. Mm-hmm. This is interesting. Here's how it works. Shoppers will see loan terms listed next to available items as they're shopping in the store. It's available on electronics goods, furniture, sporting goods, and other items. Shoppers will, on their phones, while in the store, Danielle, enter their name, email, phone number, date of birth, and last 4 digits of the Social Security. Almost instantly, they will either be approved or denied for the loan. They'll get a barcode sent to their phone, and that's what they'll use to make the purchase. Danielle, you are a consumer expert. Do you like this idea or not?
I think it's brilliant marketing on the part of the stores because it's going to get people to spend more money. I think it is an awful, awful idea for consumers because think about this. The average debt for credit cards in a household is more than $8,000. This is only going to contribute to it.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse every year. And plus the interest rates that you hear could be up to 30%. That's predatory.
I feel like it is too. So here are the way it works is you can either take out these loans for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And based on your credit, they're running a quick credit report on you. You could pay anywhere from no interest, which would be great, or up to 30%. And that's where I feel like it gets predatory.
But the people taking out those loans are the ones probably with not as good credit. I think if you're going to do anything like that, a layaway.
Yeah.
So it's the one-time $5 or $10 service charge.
Absolutely. All right, next on the menu, would you be okay with Uber making an audio recording of your rides? The company is actually going to begin offering this feature for riders in Brazil and Mexico. They have hopes of bringing it soon to the United States. Here's how this works. Rider has to opt in to be recorded. So there is an option.
Okay.
If the rider doesn't want to be recorded, then they check no. If they're okay with it, they select yes. Here's what the company has in mind here. They're hoping that this audio recording could help eliminate later disputes between the driver and the rider. So they can use this audio recording to settle what kind of dispute it was and figure out how they are going to settle it. You can weigh in on this, by the way, WKYC.com/vote now. We'd love to get your thoughts. Right now it's 50-50. It was, I think, leaning more towards no when we first launched the poll. Right now it's 50-50. Are you okay with that? Do you see a problem with it?
Well, here, from a safety, a privacy issue, which I'm not, it doesn't bother me that much, but the drivers actually are the ones that are kind of in the bad spot because they can't decide yes or no whether they're going to be recorded if the customer wants it. Then they're going to keep those recordings. What if they get hacked? How long do they keep them? Are they going to sell them to third parties?
Yeah.
That's the issue with that.
There's a little bit more information. So the audio file will be encrypted. And the only person,
So are our credit cards.
Yeah, I know. This is what they tell us. The only person that will have access to it will be the company. And you can, at the end of the ride, if you don't want the recording stored, in other words, everything went fine, then you can delete the file right then, and it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for people like me who talk too much, and then they shouldn't be talking in public like that. But,
all right. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it.
I don't care, but I mean the driver.
Yeah.
That's not fair because they have no choice.
All right, let's stick with travel because we're about to enter, as you know, one of the busiest stretches of travel of the year, and that usually means increased prices, but not always. You look at this.
Hulk. Get out of the water now.
I'm jealous. So our Mike Polk found a ticket to Florida that was cheaper than a bus ticket. He joins us now. He's live from Tampa. Mike, fill us in on the details of this promotion. How much did you spend to get there and what were the catches?
Well, once again, first of all, hi guys. Thanks for having me. I'm in beautiful Tampa Bay. I'm at a beach, and Jay, this is a beach that you actually sent us to. This was your call. What's the name of the beach that I'm at?
It's Ben T. Davis Beach. Look, it's not my beach of choice, but where you guys were and what time you had to be on air, you weren't going to make it to Clearwater Beach, so I said, get to Ben T. Davis.
I know. He got on it. He really did get on it like he was a air traffic controller. He's like, I need you to get on the I-95. All right, you got us here. That's the important thing. But no, I got on a Frontier flight. This was a story assigned to me, and I think it was assigned to me to get me out of town for a day, by the way.
Yeah, tough work.
They gave it to me. It was a $40 ticket round trip to get here and back. And the thing is, you can do this if you don't use any frills. I didn't get to pick my seat. I didn't get to have a seat that goes back at all. I got no leg room. I was in a middle seat. I didn't get to bring a backpack on bigger than a child-sized backpack. So essentially, if you have no pride and you don't have any self-respect, then you can fly for that fee. You know what I mean? And so I only paid $40, and I'll be back this evening. And so you can get a little bit of sun, and it's really not that expensive if you do it right and you don't have any shame.
I'm fine with that. I don't care. I mean, you're getting what, 6 hours of Florida sunshine?
Yeah. You said the other day that you recline your seat.
I love to recline my seat.
Apparently you
can. Listen, for $40 to go to Tampa for the day, I'm in.
It's amazing. It really is. Here's the joke that I had. I took an Uber to get to the airport this morning. It cost me $17 to get to the airport, and plus the tip. So that's, when you add that up, that's $17.50. And then so I actually ended up almost spending as much to get to the airport as I did to Florida. So what I'm saying is, if you're willing to go cheap, then you can get to Florida, Cleveland. It's not that hard, and we're in beautiful sunny Florida. I already pet an alligator today, or a crocodile, or something, and I got all my digits still.
I'm jealous. I think it's a great deal. I really do.
I know.
Well, what if you get to?
You're coming with me next week. We're doing this,
Debbie Downer.
Mike, if you don't want to do it the next time they come up with an assignment like that, I'll opt in.
There actually, just quickly, there is a site called Skyscanner, which will search for those one-day tickets and return. But the downside of those is you're going to get flagged for being possibly a terrorist.
No,
I'm not kidding.
Well, Mike,
no, I'm not.
Thank you for joining us from Florida. I think it's a great story.
Polk's not going to get back. They're going to hold him up in security.
Okay. According to a new study by a company called True Blue, 3 in 10 Americans are late to work at least once a month. The study released some of the more laugh-worthy excuses for why employees say they're late. I thought I'd give you a couple of these.
And then I'll give you mine, which...
Okay, good. This one's interesting. I thought it was a holiday because there was a solar eclipse. I don't think that's a national holiday.
All right,
Here's another one. I thought it was Saturday. Now, I've never actually lost track of days like that, where it carries into the workday.
I have, but I showed up at work.
Well, good for you. Here's another one. There was a bear in my trash can. It could happen.
It could.
I mean...
But that's kind of like the excuse that I gave. And it was true, but they make fun of me to this day. It was my fish had babies.
Your what?
My fish had babies.
Oh, your fish had babies.
No, and the reason was I had cichlids, which are, I think that's how you say it. They're a pretty aggressive fish.
Yeah.
And they did have babies. And if I did not go out to the store and get a net to separate them,
they would have eaten one another.
They would have eaten them.
Yeah, that's true.
So my fish had babies.
And that was a true story. That really happened.
Absolutely true.
Okay.
But I was tortured by it.
I found another one online that I thought was funny. An astrology warned me of a major accident on my highway to work, so I took all the back roads.
Okay.
I guess I'd like to know.
That's...
Does the employer buy those excuses?
Well, you know what? I think in an ideal world that we would have, you can come in what time you want as long as you put in your 8 hours.
Get your job done.
Get your job done. Then we don't have the late issue anymore. I know not all jobs can do that. But.
No. Okay, it's time to see what people are clicking on in Cleveland, and for that we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Stephanie, come on in. This one is stirring up trouble. You troublemaker.
Oh, you know.
What are you doing?
People like to fight on Twitter. It's kind of known for that, right?
Yeah, we see it a lot.
So that's what's trending today. The hashtag trending today is start an argument in 4 words on Twitter. And we have some very hot debates going on right now. First up, we have user Brooding Ananas saying pineapples belong on pizza.
No, they don't.
That is a bold claim.
No, they don't.
They do not.
So we're
they
not
have
fighting
Hawaiian
about
pizza,
this here.
I know, and it probably does well, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not fighting about this here. Not a fan of the.
Okay,
pineapple
good. We all
sauce.
agree on
All
that.
right, so what else we
What
got?
else are people
All right,
saying?
next up we've got Twitter user Max Cavalier, and he says, I know you guys remember this, he says the dress is blue. I will tell you what, I looked at this on 2 computers today. I swear, when I looked at this tweet, that was a blue dress, and I'm looking at a beige dress right now. I don't know what you guys see.
That happened to me once when we did this thing, but I like, why are we fighting over the blue or the beige?
I'm just fascinated that people can see it differently.
Do you see blue or beige? What did you see?
I see blue.
Okay, I saw beige there. I kid you not, but I saw blue earlier. I did.
I remember researching this, and there's a certain brain issue with different people, and that's why it's like that.
Okay.
I would identify with
But it
having a brain
doesn't.
issue. I'm
People
sure.
argue. They love to argue over that.
All right, this is another hotly debated issue. This is Twitter user Matthew Owen. He says it's pop, not soda.
I never say pop.
You don't.
Pop is like if you pop somebody in the face.
I used to say pop, but born and raised in the Midwest. Having lived the last 16 years in the Northeast, I was ridiculed. People used to call me Opie when I called it pop. Where were you from, Mayberry? So I quickly adapted and said soda. And now that I'm back in the Midwest, it's pop again.
I'm with you. Everywhere I've moved, people always said soda, but I held strong. I said pop.
Good for you.
I did.
Okay. Good
How
for
do you guys start
seltzer
How do you
water.
start an argument in 4 words?
Mason Rudolph started it.
Oh, that's a good one.
And man, it's on once you go
probably
there.
agree with that one too. How do you start an argument in 4 words?
It's Carnegie, not Carnegie.
Oh, okay. Very highbrow.
Well, it depends on where
very
you are.
fancy. I think I've got a good one for you. Here's how I start an argument in 4 words. We need to talk.
Oh, yeah, that means something heavy's coming.
That's maybe the end of something. That's maybe not an argument, actually.
I think that's the run the other way.
Yeah, for me, that's a, oh boy, I just thought something
You're
I
in
have to do.
trouble with your wife.
Yep, exactly. All right, Stephanie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I absolutely love this next item. It's called The 9 Stages of Saying Goodbye. It's actually a piece written by Megan Carmen. She is a student at Bowling Green State University. And I'm telling you, you've got to Google this thing and read it. It is hilarious. She nails it. So she says, coastal folks say their goodbyes and they scatter.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not an event. It just happens.
Right.
But in the Midwest, we have stages. In fact, 9 of them. And here they are, according to her. And I think she got them all right. The whelp. Okay, so the whelp is when someone says, well, time to go. And then you've got hugs. Then you walk to the door. Then you have a chat in the doorway.
Oh, no.
And then someone finally says, well, we really should be going. Then you have a second round of hugs. Then you reach for the door.
Oh, no.
Then there's a slow open conversation, which is the conversation where you're walking from the door to your car. And then there's the window wave. And I'm telling you, in my family, we've always referred to this as the Italian goodbye.
Right.
Here, it's the 9 stages of goodbye.
Yeah, no,
And you're
no,
not
no.
You're not down for that.
No, I put on my coat. Thank you so much. Out the door.
You know what that's called?
No, the Irish goodbye is when they don't tell you that they're leaving, which
that's
is
close to the Irish
cracks
goodbye.
me up.
The Irish goodbye is you just disappear. You don't
call
say
them
goodbye.
the next day. What happened to you?
What happened to Tim?
Yeah, no.
He just
I'm
left.
in, out, boom.
I love it. Next on the menu, controversy over T-shirts. It highlights a high school football playoff matchup. We're going to tell you what all the fuss is about when lunch break comes right back. Stay with us.
Because
I
you
love
guys
the
are always
whelp.
about being polite.
Check 1 2 3 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay. Go.
Welcome back to Lunch Break. Tomorrow is a huge night for high school football fans in the state of Ohio because now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty in the playoffs. We're at the regional finals stage, and the winners there will each advance to their respective state Final Four, depending on what class they're in. One of the games tomorrow night is a rematch of the Division II state championship game last year, the Hoban Knights versus the Massillon Tigers. Big rivalry.
Yeah, and Hoban won, obviously.
They did.
And one local T-shirt shop is getting Tigers fans ready for this week's game, but it's raised a little bit of controversy.
It has. Photojournalist Carl Bachtel digs into the controversy.
T-Shop's owner Brock James loves his hometown of Massillon.
Family's been here before it was even Massillon.
So of course there's a football connection. His grandfather helped take care of the live tiger mascot Obi, and Brock wore the uniform.
You know, from the cradle to the grave,
He was a wide receiver, but now he's running screens of another kind on T-shirts.
We want to be the #1 stop shop for all the local schools.
Like Perry and Jackson. But Massillon is still playing, taking on Akron Hoban, who beat the Tigers for the 2018 state championship.
We have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder now.
So he made a T-shirt.
Tradition over tuition.
Some are taking it as a dig on private schools.
We're getting a lot of mean and nasty things said about it. A lot of people don't appreciate it.
But understand, in Massillon, whoever they play is fair game. Tiger fans are eating up the shirts. Ashley Lamp is picking up gear for baby Carly and her husband.
He got the tradition over tuition shirt and then also the OB flag.
On Friday, he's getting a vasectomy and still going to the game.
When you're from Massillon, it's in here.
Orders have come from everywhere.
All across the country, Arizona, Texas, Hawaii. But yeah, strength and commitment every day,
It'll be a great game, whoever wins. In Massillon, Carl Bachtel, 3 News.
Tempers are running high because this is a big game. It's a huge rivalry.
Well, here's my question, though. At Hoban, don't they have, I don't know the statistics, but don't they have fewer students to pick from?
Well, the way it works is if you're a Catholic school, you're drawing, the area you can draw from is pretty much unlimited.
Right.
Because you're paying tuition, so you can come in from outside the area. In Massillon, it's just kids that live right there.
But you have a bigger pool to pick, star athletes out of.
Perhaps, but a kid that maybe lives 30 minutes away that's a super athlete could be recruited and come to the public. Listen, in New Jersey and in New York, they have a public class and a private class. And that way they're never competing for the state championship in the same class.
Well, we did something a little bit different at Northwestern, which I graduated, and we had the worst football team in creation when I was there. So we would go, we have better SATs.
Yeah, and I remember another chant you guys used to say, I can't remember it. I'll think of it in the commercial break. But it was a funny cheer. It was the smart kids
we always
putting it to the other kids. Next on the menu, live pictures inside the Rock Hall, where it's actually opening its largest exhibit tomorrow. This is really cool. We're going to give you a live peek when we come back. The cheer was... Man, look how young.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen, just one of the many talented singers being honored in the Rock Hall's newest exhibit. His iconic guitar will be on display.
I can't remember my name. Some days I know every word to that song.
Well, the Play It Loud exhibit opens tomorrow. It's the largest one in the museum's history. Pretty cool.
And our Will Hewick is live there with a sneak preview. So, are you a Boss fan, first of all? And have you ever gone to one of his concerts?
No and no.
Oh,
Danielle,
wow.
I
All right.
apologize. I'm not a Boss fan.
Awesome.
But I am a fan of a lot of people that are being shown off down here. I'm a fan of Greg Harris, number one, the CEO of the Rock Hall. Thanks for joining me. But we're talking, they mentioned Bruce Springsteen's guitar. That's just one. We're talking Jerry Lee Lewis's gold piano that was in his house, Chuck Berry's guitar, which he played Johnny Be Good. What does it mean for someone like you to have this here, the largest exhibit ever for the Rock Hall to be showing off to the public?
You know, it's a real thrill, quite frankly, but it is our largest exhibit ever. And you just named three things that are iconic. It's not just Chuck Berry's guitar, it's the one he recorded Johnny Be Good with. It's not just Bruce's guitar, it's the one on the cover of Born to Run that he played all those concerts with. It's the one. And that's what this is all about. It's the ultimate collection. They've come from artists themselves, they've come from collectors, they've come from our museum vaults. There's even a guitar that Keith Richards is using right now, and he's going to send it back when he's done performing live. So this is alive, it's phenomenal, and it covers 4 floors of the museum.
Well, let's go and take a look here. We mentioned a few, but just to give somebody a scope of this is John Lennon's Beatles electric guitar.
You know, and it's John Lennon's Beatles electric guitar, Rickenbacker, but it's the guitar that he played on the Ed Sullivan Show when 62 million households tuned in 1964. And it's the spot where everybody in America saw the show. Like 3 out of every 4 TV sets were tuned into this show. He was playing that guitar, and it inspired a generation to pick up guitars, form bands, and knock it out. I'm sure that's where Eric Carmen got his influence, right there, that show. Springsteen talks about that. Steve Van Zandt, they were all impacted by that show from that guitar.
Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar. We mentioned the Beatles. We're talking Pink Floyd. Just some of the names here. VIP for Play It Loud, Greg. Tonight is an event going on, but then open to the public tomorrow. Talk about the event tonight, because it's not just a showing. Right. You're going to have some music going on as well.
So tonight, it's our chance to cut the ribbon on this new exhibit. We have our donors, our members, others. If people see this broadcast in time and they want to come, there's a few tickets available. Go to rockhall.com. But we have 4 Hall of Fame inductees joining us tonight. We have Nancy Wilson of Heart. So thrilled that Nancy will be here. Don Felder will be with us. And then Kirk and Robert from Metallica will be here. And they're all going to play a little bit of music tonight to help dedicate this exhibit.
It's going to be a great time. And guys, I'm going to send it back to you with a look at this. This is from Pink Floyd. Now, it's hard to quantify exactly how much all this stuff is worth, but this one was recently sold to the owner of the Colts, Jim Irsay, for about $4 million. So if you got about $4 million hanging around, Jay, Danielle, maybe you can come down and try to put a bid on one of these things.
And that's one guitar. Will, awesome job down there. Thank you very much.
I'm in.
That's cool. I want to go check that out.
Yeah.
Very, very neat. Much more lunch break when we come back.
Yeah, that's, and I always tell people.
I think that's really cool. We say goodbye with this. The original Gerber Baby turned 93 years old this week. Ann Turner Cook, 93 yesterday.
Yeah, but she was only 4 months when a family friend submitted her sketch for the advertising contest campaign for the contest, and Gerber adopted it as its official trademark 10 years later. But you know, her identity, nobody knew who it was until 1978.
It's a great ad for the product.
And a sketch.
Right.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks for making 3 News a part of your afternoon. Watch us live wherever you are, on our website, on our apps, and on Hulu and Roku. No matter where you are, 3 News is there.